What did you think of the reveal? Are you excited? Is this good? Is Destiny back?
Did you just say they fixed the vault?
Todd, yeah, they
fixed the vault.
did.
Oh, I never thought
It's
I
You heard it here
Boom.
first.
September 4th. I don't want to jump to any conclusion.
You just said.
But it seems like it's
did.
going to be fixed. There is a collection
It does.
system in your inventory where I'm pretty darn sure Deed said you can just grab it right out of there.
Yep.
They're giving us 500 slots, which if I can get rid of all the crap I don't want,
Random rolls are back, though.
You have
Random
20
rolls
new
are gonna be,
Ice
yeah.
Lunas.
Yeah, there it is.
random rolls are back. That's going to be great.
But yeah, I think we're talking about that later. You did say it, so I wanted to point it out.
September 4th, we'll see.
It's the happiest Destiny
definitive
been in a
answer.
while. This is
That's all it
great.
took.
This is great.
And I do
It's
think-
the
And
vault.
mass shader deletion.
Oh, yeah.
I love that Scott was on the show.
That was
You know that dude
oh,
plays.
That was
Scott Tillman.
awesome.
Love him.
Yeah, that's great.
I think it's also worth noting we are headed into E3, so we just saw the reveal. We scrambled to do the show this week. Bear with us as we're trying to piece things together. Tweets are coming in, but obviously leave in the comments anything that needs a small correction if we get to that. But we're excited, right? I mean, where do we start?
Pretty positive. Let's go back to that question that I just asked everybody. Do you feel like this is a revitalization for Destiny, CJ?
Yeah, this was everything that I think addressed PvP, PvE, maybe even a little campaign, although they did say that they were going to shy away from that kind of stuff. Just
They're
for
going
the
to do
stories.
fewer cutscenes and cinematics.
Yes.
It's going to be more about the
felt
gameplay,
like-
which is why players love the game.
Yeah.
I totally felt like Deej was looking right at the camera, being like, that Finnegan guy. He better be
Exactly.
paying attention to this.
Well, and we've talked
'cause-
about that. I mean, even with Black Ops 4 eliminating campaigns, those are bottlenecks to some of the gameplay things. So these are all positive changes, I think. And yeah, I'm now excited and have a bunch more questions that I'm sure will get answered in the next few weeks.
Yeah, they didn't talk about console exclusivity. They just said, hey, here's what everybody's getting. I'm sure it'll be there, but focusing on the content and what changes they're going to make in the core Destiny experience was the most important thing for them to do, and they rocked it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I already saw that asterisk exclusive until fall something, which is normally what we see. But
Great.
It might have been for something else, but I think I saw it in there. So.
Okay. What's your impression, though, friend? What do
Oh,
you
I
think?
thought you were moving on to Sean and the lore tabs over here. But for me, the when I saw, for starters, there was like maybe new enemy types, right? Like seemingly.
They're fallen, but they look
definitely look
drastically different from
There's
any
like
Fallen.
chains, and they got these cool, Forsaken horns or whatever it is. Boss or the enemy designs looks really cool. I'm liking the vibe of kind of the world they presented, and definitely the fact that they're like, there's these new subclasses. I mean, these are huge changes that we're not used to getting over the many years. We've really only got that once. We got like 2 times around. Sorry, we got a new subclass that was added along the first years, and
so new subclasses and new subclass trees. So the classes that you know today are probably going to be changed a little bit.
Yeah, but there was like throwing knives or something was a hunter. And anyway, I loved seeing that and loved just sort of the new stuff they're presenting, all new weapon slots, like you said. So it's not a small change. No, it's big, and that's why I'm excited. There's probably too much to dive into.
A whole new weapon archetype.
Yep.
I love
Yeah.
bow and arrows, just like in real life. I
crossbow.
actually love archery.
Yeah.
Can't wait to try that.
Me
No,
too.
not crossbow. That's a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was mechanical.
Yeah, no. And hopefully it kills in one hit. It does look like it does. I mean, which is interesting because even as a hunter now with your Nightshade, you're like, you know what?
And
I wonder if that's one hit.
Stephen Rue pointed out, they said, oh, that's a nice machine gun.
Yeah, boop, you're
I
dead.
know.
Oh, it's sort of a double reveal. Machine
Right?
guns might be back,
Yes.
and we're getting this new bow
Could
and arrow.
have been
Yeah.
out of context.
No,
just made up, but
that is a bunch
probably
of little
compound bow.
Yeah.
What do you got, Sean? What do you think?
I really liked this reveal. That Vidoc like totally set the tone
100%.
right up front of the stream for
9
me.
minutes.
Yeah, like I thought that was awesome. The stream overall, I thought it was going to be longer, but I guess it's good that it wasn't because they kind of left you wanting more, which is how I felt at the end of the stream. It feels like when they revealed the Taken King. Remember when like they revealed the Taken King in
Yes.
a similar Vidoc? You and I were at E3 and we did the Vidoc like
No legend
commentary.
is safe is the name of the Vidoc.
And it totally felt like, whoa, this is a new like milestone for Destiny. Like after this point, the game will be very different. And I get that same sense here, which is great because the game has not been in the greatest state recently. And I think a lot of players feel that. So we're looking forward, and man, is there a lot of really cool stuff to look forward to. I'm seriously amped about it.
Yeah, really big changes. No transmogs yet that we're seeing, but
No, yeah,
really
but I mean,
you're getting there.
So that's the thing is like I have this
we know.
sense that like what we saw in the stream, and they kind of alluded to it in the stream, was like this is all very top level, sort of like at a 1,000 1,000 feet up, look at what's coming in the future. Once we get down to like the granular stuff, like I would expect to see more detailed changes like transmog, not specifically these, but things like that that are very specific to the quality of life that we play.
Lore in-game, quest, bounties.
Yep.
CJ, you have in your notes here, play your way, weapon slot changes. That's going to be really cool. You can play
Huge.
Destiny 1 style. You can do all shotguns.
have 3
It's gonna be
shotguns.
Crazy.
Yep.
They use that as an example. The weapons have random rolls, something the community has been asking for. There's going to be mods on the armor or armor customization
Armor
of some
perks of
sort,
some kind.
perks.
Yep.
And yeah, the collections are huge.
They're
So
amazing.
they're giving us 500 more vault slots. Plus, we have the collection system,
Yep.
which, I mean, we didn't see it happen, but they basically said that you can grab it from there and have it on your person.
It also shows like a fraction. Like if you look closely, it's like numbered, like, and then there's a slash,
Yeah.
and then like
But-
you have collected this many of this many available. So it gives you kind of like, it gives you a sense of how many weapons you haven't yet discovered or unlocked.
Yeah, I rewatched the part. I'm like, it sounds like you can pull it right out of that menu while
Yes,
you're in
it
orbit.
does.
So they're like improving the vault system across the board.
Yeah, I'm confident you can. It's just, collections today, or you got to go back to the tower.
Yeah.
Now they just put it right there.
Well, it's all temp right now, so stuff might change in the future.
Yeah.
But yeah, the part that I enjoyed, I feel like they're answering a bunch of things kind of simultaneously. If potentially you can get it right from there, you don't need to go to orbit. It helps with the lore people. You actually have the ability to see the weapons in advance of obtaining them. To me, that was the thing that was missing in Destiny 2, especially when random rolls were eliminated. So that fixes almost like 99% of the problems that I
Instead of using DestinySets.com, it's right there.
right there.
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty sure that now with these collections in there, like we've been seeing with, say, Catalyst, there's like a hint.
Yes.
We think that's probably where this might go. Like there's a question mark exotic that it's one of the 40, and maybe you get a hint.
Well,
to
we don't
start
know
that.
if it's maybe
they didn't show that in the
exotics,
menu.
or
No,
legendaries,
I'm
or what
speculating.
it is. Yeah, but if it is that way, then yes, and that's the nicest part is if they have little hints or if they have certain things, like there's so many weapons in Destiny and you want to figure out, okay, how do I obtain this?
Yeah.
To me, it's going to be great for the content creators as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else?
I mean, overall, like, I just think that this is a huge step forward, and I'm very
Yeah.
excited about it. Like, it gives me hope that they're listening to the community, and not just, like, the overall sort of sentiments that we can all, like, even if you're sort of following Destiny, you know what the community's saying, just from seeing the same threads on Reddit. But, like, the fact that, like, they're willing to change so much and so drastically gives me hope that they're willing to kind of go the distance in other things. Like I've long been saying one of the things I wanted was more RPG like talent trees that make our like choices with how we play really like more tailored to our play style and a lot more sort of like focused.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're now switching around the weapon slots, like that gives me hope that like we could potentially see those changes in the future.
Yeah, it's a lot of different options. Two things stuck out to me. One, to your point, was they still said it might break the game.
Yeah.
We thought of that.
Awesome.
And we've all probably used Lunafaction boots by now. And the fact that they're willing to continue this like crazy, like, oh my God. We've seen so many clips. And even when I still have used Lunafaction, I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, but see, like that stuff amps me up.
you know
Yeah,
what?
that's great.
Yeah, you know what it was? There was the super where, was it a Warlock that had like the beam of an arc?
Yeah.
Some of that, and that was when they were talking about this might break the game maybe. I don't know if it was that, but I remember that moment stuck out.
Like I just watched a video because I was just googling like what are the best because I'm in PvP. I'm running Crest of Alpha Loopy right now, which is pretty good. When you cast your barrier, it gives you a health boost. That's pretty good. But now there's all these other changes. Like I've been looking at Syntheseps videos.
Yeah.
That is really good. But
It
then this
is
guy
really good.
posted
OP good.
This guy posted a new build that he calls the AC 130 build, where you use Lion Rampant, which is the floating boots, and then you use Skyburner's Oath, which they adjusted.
Oh,
now
which
to
has hipfire already.
hipfire,
yeah.
and you just float around.
Nuke and
80,
people
like
with it.
you don't even ADS,
like
you just
auto aim
hipfire,
as
and
well.
it tracks them, and it does so much damage. I'm like, that's
crazy.
Whoa, that's a build I want to try now, and now I need to go get those two weapons. So if they're willing to change up the sandbox in such drastic ways, where we can like potentially come up with these new combinations, and we are like really excited to explore these new ways of playing, like that's what the core Destiny gameplay loop is to me, and like that's just gonna be so cool.
Yeah, the only other mention I don't know if we're talking about it later, but just they alluded to the fact that weapons might have a bit of a grind in them as well, like leveling them up or something.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
didn't
did.
say much,
They're
but
going to grow as your power grows.
stuck out to me that there was something going
To
on.
me, that kind of just said like a new type of infusion. But yeah, like I get what you're saying.
But overall, thumbs up, right?
ruined
Thumbs
it.
up
Isn't that
on
what
the base
infusion
reveal.
is?
Oh, for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, and
I'm
I
excited to learn more.
I made a comment that no legend is safe. Actually, that was last year's Taken King, or Destiny 1's Taken King reveal. I thought this was just as good, or maybe even better in some ways, because the game has dramatically changed. David Samuel.
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
The sound effects guy. When
The
he makes it
best.
in there, him and then Scott Taylor, Steve Cotton, there were a combination of moments in there where I'm like, those guys know and
Love those
understand.
guys.
Yeah, the last like few months have been a little difficult, so it was good to see all those guys being really lighthearted. in that.
Dave Samuel always brings a smile to my face. The only thing we don't know, I would point out, though, is this is an expansion, right? They talked about whatever the Dreaming City.
Yeah.
They didn't really talk about new planets and stuff, right? And
So-
they very much avoided, right, showing. Or we're going to talk about this.
Yeah. So overall, thumbs up. They didn't really
Yeah.
talk too much about the new.
How much
destinations.
content is what I'm wondering.
They teased them. Let's talk about the pricing structure
Oh, okay.
and why that's a little bit strange. That's where I was going to jump.
Oh,
in
sure.
There.
You know, I'm
So
We can't finish up real quick with
what do you got?
well, just like one of the biggest things that we didn't really touch about, which I think forms a lot of our impressions, is the reveal of the new space, which is Dreaming City.
Yeah,
Right.
the new raid space.
Yeah, so they kind of positioned it as an endgame / raid space where all of the endgame events and challenges and stuff happen. Kind of, and they said like it was a lot like if what's the name of
Crota's
the ship?
End and
No,
Dreadnought.
oh no,
ship,
sorry,
yeah.
Dreadnought.
Dreadnought
Yeah.
and Volta Glass. They said
if they were
twins,
twins,
is
yeah,
what they said.
yeah. Which that's an interesting comparison because like I liked the Dreadnought, but it felt a little small. But the idea of a brand new space that we haven't seen, where basically you're doing your raids, you're doing your whatever the game's equivalent of Escalation Protocol or Challenge or Prison of Elders is, your end game activities, where the thing that really hooked me is that they said like it would be different in 3 weeks after Gardens
Yeah.
had explored it than it is when you first get there because there are these secrets and puzzles that unlock over time, and as Guardians progress further and further, it gets bigger and bigger. That sounds awesome because I don't know if you guys have been doing like the Nascent Dawn quests and all of
Yes.
the like
Yeah.
exotic quests going on in this expansion right now, but they're awesome.
Yeah, they're
Like,
great.
They're really cool.
You
And-
thought the Dreadnought was small? The Dreadnought wasn't.
yeah, like
small.
like after maybe the first couple weeks, you're like, it feels pretty
But
small.
I think it probably felt small because you only went to a few areas, but it was actually pretty
Also,
well.
it was huge.
It's also because I think like initially you, you don't have access to your
claustrophobic.
yeah.
you don't have
Yeah.
access to your Sparrow, so I think
Yeah.
that artificially makes it feel a little bit bigger.
maybe a little
I
bit.
get what you're saying.
But what I'm saying is like the prospect of a brand new space that seems open world and big, and we saw a bunch of art in the
It looks
Vidoc.
really
It
cool.
looks really cool.
Yeah.
Like I'm just excited to go explore that.
They showed a lot of the raid this time, like a few of the encounters that we can sort of expect. And I think that's good. They gave us enough of a tease without giving anything away. And I really, really appreciated that. I'm really excited about September.
They were very specific to be like, we don't want to tell you too much because like part of
Yeah.
it is the surprise.
Yeah.
Well, Deej
But-
was tempering people's expectations too, because now we have a bunch of questions. So
Yeah. Like,
You know.
thank God it's not Leviathan. Thank you. That's not a
Yes.
question. I just
Yeah.
want to say that. Like, I'm just so
Another
glad.
Leviathan
I'm
raid.
so glad to get out of that space and be somewhere totally new and exploring the area. I was really worried yesterday when they're like, "Oh, we're going back to Prison Elders." Like, oh no, like it's gonna be like Destiny. They're just giving us an area from Destiny 1, but no, it's so different.
Yep.
I'm relieved to see that the enemy faction actually looks visually distinct. It doesn't just like it's not like a peg leg fallen, you know?
Yeah.
like look, we
With
gave them weird
Siva.
legs this time. No, they look pretty different.
They have really some new moves. It looks like, and I'm honestly, we've been waiting for that for years.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's
a
very
relief.
exciting.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you want to do that, or check out all of our other episodes right here.